So Deandre Ayton would definitely be an interesting player for the Indiana Pacers, as he is going to be going into restricted free agency, as the Suns are going to be trying to match his offer. And in my opinion, I don't think they try to match his offer. I think they go for a better center in the offseason, as Ayton this season, especially against the Dallas Mavericks, wasn't all too great. So I think they're going to go look out and get a better center. And I think Deandre Ayton could be on the move. They could do a sign and trade kind of like that. And I think the Indiana Pacers could be a suitor for this trade package. So what's up? My name is Pacers Empire. We're going to go over why Deandre Ayton would be a great pickup for the Indiana Pacers. A trade package including Deandre Ayton and Miles Turner, and going over what he would bring to the table. So what's up? My name is Pacers Empire. If you like the video, drop in below, subscribe to the channel. I'd appreciate it. And let's get into the video. So we'll look at his overall stats. So Deandre Ayton, 23 years old, so pretty young right there, 6'11", 250 pounds. He was the first pick in the 2018 NBA draft, and this season averaged around 17 points per game and 10 rebounds. Pretty great overall stats. Also, on some pretty okay efficiency, 63% from the field and 37% from three. And I mean, he's still a good center, don't get me wrong. He's probably one of the more underrated centers, but at the same time, there are some other centers in the league that are overshadowing him. Miles Turner, I would honestly say he would probably be better than Deandre Ayton right now if he was healthy. And we got all these other centers, we got Nikola Jokic, we got Joel Embiid, Christian Wood, we got, some centers that obviously are playing better than Deandre Ayton. Now, if he were to come to the Indiana Pacers, I think he could be a 20-10 guy. I think he would fit in with the culture, bringing Tyrese Halliburton alongside Deandre Ayton, and I think we're talking about a good duo right there. So I think this trade package involving Miles Turner and Deandre Ayton would be definitely interesting. Now, I'm not saying that it would happen because obviously the Pacers and Miles Turner, I think Miles Turner has a lot of value in the offseason, and I think a lot of teams are going to be going for him. But at the same time, I think the Pacers could definitely move on from Miles Turner. They can get a lot of value. They can go for Deandre Ayton, obviously. And I think this trade package could definitely get it done. So we have the trade package right here. All right, so we have the first trade package right here, which includes Miles Turner and Buddy Hield. And then the Pacers receive Deandre Ayton. And I guess the only real reason why the Suns would do this is that they do get a shot blocker in Miles Turner, a good three-point shooter as well. And they also get some good bench depth in Buddy Hield, who can, shoot the three, but also be a good basically playmaker, because he's been a very underrated playmaker for the Pacers. And I think it just gives them more depth, as this season they definitely disappointed. First of all, I mean, CP3 and Devin Booker obviously didn't do too much against the Dallas Mavericks, Deandre Ayton, and, obviously Jay Crowder, Mikal Bridges. So bring in Miles Turner, who can at least stretch the floor and at least shot block. I think we're talking about a pretty great Suns lineup right there. I mean, Chris Paul, he's still getting up there in age, around like 37 or 38 years old, I want to say. So he's going to get up there in age, but they do need to try getting a ring before Chris Paul's window closes, because it's going to be closing pretty soon. We already did see it pretty much this season against the Mavericks, where he's starting to regress a little bit. So just try and take advantage of what you have right now and overall just see what happens. So we have two trade packages here. This one is a little bit better because they do get a good guard off the bench. So the Suns would receive Miles Turner and Malcolm Brogdon, and then the Pacers would receive Deandre Ayton. Now, they do get some more bench depth, obviously, with Malcolm Brogdon, because he's basically like a 19-8 guy. So bringing him in off the bench would be pretty great. And then obviously Miles Turner there for the shot blocking and the three-point shooting. Now, Deandre Ayton, if he wants a hefty bag around like 20 to 25 million, I would not do this for the Pacers. They do have a lot of cap space, and especially today with the draft lottery, they can get a good young player if they do land within the top four. If they can get a Chet Holmgren type or a Jabari Smith, and I think they shouldn't even consider trading Miles Turner, because I think he would work well alongside any of the three big prospects in this draft. So I think Deandre Ayton, if he's gonna go for at least a 15 million at least for a year, if he wants at least 15 million per year, I definitely would consider it. But at the same time, I feel like he's going to be a little bit overpaid. I think the Suns are going to overpay for Ayton, and any team that tries to offer him a contract, I think the Suns aren't going to let him go in free agency for basically nothing. And I think, I don't know, Deandre Ayton, he's definitely going to stay with the Suns for the time being, in my opinion. And if the time comes where the Indiana Pacers could trade for Deandre Ayton, I think they definitely should capitalize on it and get Miles Turner and Malcolm Brogdon in the trade machine, or even adding in Buddy Hield and, the Suns adding in some young player alongside this trade package. So I don't know. The swap between Deandre Ayton and Sabonis would have been interesting, running Miles Turner at the 4 and then Deandre Ayton at the 5. But at the same time, that's another double big lineup, and I know you Pacers fans don't want to see that ever again, because it just didn't work out. Because honestly, Sabonis would run mostly the 5 and then Miles Turner the 4, or vice versa, and I don't really think it worked out that much. And now, looking at Domantas Sabonis on the Kings, I mean, honestly, it didn't work out too well for them. But it did work out for the Indiana Pacers because they did get Tyrese Halliburton, a good, franchise player right there. And Deandre Ayton, I don't think him alongside Miles Turner would work all too well. So let me guys know what you guys think about Deandre Ayton. Would you guys love him on the Pacers? Would you guys hate it? I don't know. Tonight, it's going to be a huge determining factor on what the Pacers should do in the offseason with the draft lottery essentially right here. So hopefully they can get a top 5 pick. Hopefully they can land within the top 4 and go Pacers. That's this video. My name is Pacers Empire. And all peace.